welcome to the World Builders Library. This is a crossover video. We're talking about 2024 Goliaths from a rules perspective. We're placing a population into my Heston campaign zone, and along the way doing some cultural world building, as well as world building by character species, or race if you prefer. I'm Lewis Nichols. I'm about 3 years deep into the Heston campaign setting. The players are 14th, possibly 15th level by the time this gets published. This is a region with some character ties. One of the player characters' families are new nobility. They are landowners, charter members in several mining, trade, and lumber concerns. They also have shared priority for investments all throughout the region. However, we're not talking about them. The point is that my love for world building is the reason I play D&D at all. This kind of stuff is fun for me, even if the players never visit here. I may set up events or opportunities that they might get involved in, but I'll probably never force them. It's just the way I roll. What are the technical aspects of today's Goliaths? In 5e, Goliaths get extra movement, meaning that they pair well with barbarians and monks for a walking speed that will rival some characters' movement with dash added in. They are medium, but later gain the power to grow. Each gets some extra power based on the type of giant one hails from. I'm playing a fire giant Goliath at the moment, and throwing in an extra d10 damage is sure nice on a surge round. Other backgrounds can knock somebody prone, alleviate damage, or zap someone with a reaction in response to damage. 5th level is where you get that growth, also the added movement. Along with it, you gain carrying capacity and advantages in grappling. I feel like Dragonborn, Tiefling, and Goliaths all fall into similar circumstances. They are born under the influence of ancestral blood, and therefore their place from world to world can vary enormously, but in a given world might be pretty narrowly defined. Perhaps the regions Velito live in close proximity to giants, and sometimes bloodlines get crossed, creating Goliaths, or half-giants if you prefer. This crossing of the lines doesn't have to be physical. It's a magical world after all. Despite what the wizards say, Arcana does not always come with an explanation. Maybe giant blood is mixed with the lineage of Velito, and sometimes a big-ass baby is born. Like tieflings, they are a little shunned and ostracized. They're weird, but there's also a good chance that the mother didn't survive. They collect in neighborhoods or villages on the edge of civilization. Maybe the ancestry of Goliaths goes so far back, they're just considered another species in the world. Goliath babies come from Goliath parents, and that's the end of it. Maybe there's a certain moon phase or astrological sign, and babies born under it are likely to be special. Maybe they're all Goliaths, or perhaps that speciality is stretched out, and all kinds of strangeness occurs when the moon of Omen rises. Are Goliaths a fluke and only occur when you have an idea for a special NPC or a player wants to create one? Are they unusual as in, oh, I've heard of them, but I've never seen one? Or, in the name of Helvata Midrigata, what is that? As usual, maybe it's more than just one thing. It could be there are stable populations, but also strange flukes. It could also be that they're not large humans, but instead dragonborn, dwarves, or elves. The stat block doesn't have to change, but it can. When you're building a new world or adding to one, it's definitely something to think about. In character creation, this is a part of world building players should always check in with at session 0 or previous to it. Always ask, hey DM, I'm playing a such and such. Anything I should know? If not, these are my thoughts on background. Sound okay? What about your NPC situations? Having Goliaths as part of your world is an opportunity. It's another layer that affects all things. 2 words. Goliath werebears. How about Goliath vampires? Goliath illithid? What about mercenary groups? What does that look like? Using the stat block of Knight makes a lot of sense. Just instead of giving them parry, give them an extra 2 points of the appropriate elemental damage on every attack. Or you can do it in burst damage, plus a d10. Just limit it to 2 uses. You could also lower the AC and add hit points, but that's totally up to you. Same thing goes with vampires, were creatures, etc. And now what you've all been waiting for? My Goliaths for the Heston campaign. For my long-running game, Goliaths have appeared a few times in minor roles. In urban areas, they are about 1 in 200. They look more prevalent than that, as they tend to stand out. Changelings are about the same, but few residents of Heston would believe it. You're going to see one or more Goliaths on a walk about town, but that's going to be individuals or small families. There are no native populations. Well, there didn't used to be. In the last few years, the Heston Authority has expanded south and north. In the Dareberg River Valley, the conquered lands are home to several Goliath villages. These are mostly hill giant descendants, but also fire and stone. To the north, in the Gracemont Valley, we now have a few villages of cloud giant descent. The Tiskay, the ones in the north, are a culture group known for pottery, woven rugs, and metalwork. They occupy sporadic villages all up and down the valley, extending all the way to the White Hills, where they come into regular conflict with the ogre tribes who live there. They've always been relevant locally, but rarely a recognized power. In wars pitting the Heston Authority against Ludwin and the Raspberry Kingdoms, the Tiskay have always sided with Ludwin. This was mostly a religious issue for them, as the Tory of Elam used to be their universal faith and one shared with the far north. Crinan Ogleby, chief of the most influential mountain village and tribal hero, has recently converted to the religion of the Vale. At the same time, he and his bloodline have been declared nobility by the authority. It should be noted that religious freedom has been guaranteed for the Tiskay, but it's hard to tell what the future may hold. If you enjoy a campaign full of politics and the RP of negotiation, religious competition is a great way to go. Alright, let's give this people group 3 more talking points to set them apart from everybody else. They are a barbarian culture that doesn't favor barbarians. Most of their warriors are the fighter class, usually champions, and eldritch knights. Wizards are their most common arcane casters. There are 3 monastic orders on the slopes of Mount Crown where these classes train. They are allied with a family of silver dragons that live on the southern slopes of Mount Crown. Populations of silver dragonborn live among the Goliath. Since the passing of the Umbra, about 1 in 20 Goliath births have been silver-scaled babes. This is considered a good sign among the peoples. The family of dragons is part of the population that associates with the Heston Authority. The Tiskay axe is a great axe design, heavily favored by the Tiskay. Its blade is long and wavy, set on a stout wooden pole. Slight variations in the weapon can take it out of the axe category and turn it into a polearm. In either form, these weapons dominate the persona of the Tiskay warrior. Art of the charging knight, alive with magical power, coming down the slope with the weapon looming. These are common throughout the region in both art, story, and legend. Alright, that's going to do it, folks. Do you want more? Tell me in the comments. I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping by. You are all amazing people. You're important to this world, and I'm glad you're a part of it. I hope you have a great rest of the day. Cheers.